Vitamin D is a very important vitamin. We get it primarily from the sun. It hits the skin, the cholesterol in the skin, it gets converted, goes to the liver, gets changed around chemically again, goes to the kidneys, gets changed again, and makes a hormone that we call vitamin D. But it's a hormone, really. But it's important because it has to do with keeping the bones in good shape. We need vitamin D. We need vitamin D because it increases the absorption of calcium in the intestines. If you have adequate blood levels of vitamin D, you may absorb as much as 3 times more vitamin D. So that's extremely important. But so many of our people are deficient in vitamin D. Most of the people who come to our hospitals in the U.S., maybe 70%, are deficient in vitamin D. Well, what should your blood level be? They take vitamin D and vitamin D2 and vitamin D3 and combine the numbers, and that number should be at least 30 nanograms per milliliter. That's what the Osteoporosis Society says it should be. And that's the best evidence is based on the bones. But we think it may have to do with other things other than just bones. For example, people with hypertension have gone into these beauty salons where they have sun tanning things. They change the bulb because the bulb that causes the suntan does not give you much vitamin D. So they change the bulb that doesn't give you much suntan but gives you lots of vitamin D. And 3 times a week, 10 minutes each time, the blood vitamin D level came up and the blood pressure came down. So it was helpful for blood pressure. We think it may, in some cases, decrease the risk of certain cancers. So that's why we think people should have vitamin D. But you can get too much vitamin D and get skin cancer. Australia is the skin cancer center of the world. And they talk to people about not getting sun. And now they have a vitamin D deficiency problem because they were not being exposed to the sun. People go off the beach told to take this stuff that'll block the sun from getting to you. They should let them have the sun for 30 minutes and then put on the sunscreen. We need the vitamin D. Little babies used to take, little children were given cod liver oil. Concentration of vitamin D in those liver oil cells material. I was a boy, I was growing up, my mother gave me cod liver oil to get my vitamin D. The doctor doesn't do that today because that gives you a big dose of cholesterol at the same time. So they'd prefer you to take the pill. Now, there's 2 kinds, vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D2 is irradiated ergosterol in the yeast. Vitamin D3 is from irradiated wool, the fat in the wool. And so the D3 is an animal source and the D2 is a plant source. But the D3 seems to be much more efficient at raising your vitamin D levels and preventing deficiency better than the D2. So we really recommend D3. And over in Poland, they recommend 2,000 international units of vitamin D every day. Now, don't worry about it being dangerous. It's not dangerous till you get over 10,000 international units a day. But nobody's recommending that amount. But you can get 50,000 international units at one time, but do it only once a week. You're okay. But to take more than 10,000 every day, it's a little problematic.